Welcome to Fenton High School. My name is Mrs. Lemke and I'm principal here at the high school. With me today are two of my colleagues who will introduce themselves.
Hello everybody, I'm Mike Bacher, Athletic Director and Assistant Principal at Fenton High School.
Hi everybody, my name is Zach Bradley. I'm the new Assistant Principal here at Fenton High School.
And we welcome you on the virtual tour of Fenton High School. You'll notice we're all wearing masks because when you come on campus, you are expected to wear masks at all times. For the sake of the video, however, and the rest of the virtual tour, we are going to take the masks off so you can hear us better.
Hello again everybody. When you arrive at Fenton High School, you will notice on the outside doors that there is going to be a sign that has a QR code which you can scan with the camera app on your phone. It'll take you to a form to fill out so we can get some information about you and make sure that you have gone through a COVID screening to enter the school. Once you've completed your survey, you need to go on over to our panel where there's a silver button. You can push that and our secretaries will let you into the building. Remember, the people that need to fill out this survey is all parents, visitors, and students who are coming in for after-hours activities. Our students who are coming in for class on any given day during the school day will not need to fill out that QR code because we'll take care of your attendance through your class schedule. Thanks everyone.
Hey guys, I want to talk a little bit about how this year is going to look different, especially with some of our health concerns in COVID prevention methods that we're going to be utilizing as a school. Throughout the building, you are going to notice postings and signs up. This one obviously in our main foyer, but also throughout the building. Each student, should be doing the following things to keep themselves safe. Make sure that you're bringing your own water bottle. There is going to be an opportunity for water refill stations, but we are going to do our best to cut down on people and supplies and water bottles going back and forth between people. Washing hands as much as possible with soap and water and with hand sanitizer. Social distancing, we're going to do our best to keep to that 6 feet rule when it comes to encounters with other students and with people. Make sure that you're covering your cough and sneeze. Again, things I didn't necessarily think that I had to explain to high schoolers, but this year we have to. Properly disposing of trash, making sure that it ends up where it belongs, especially if it's anything that deals with like mask or sort of sanitation equipment or PPE equipment. And making sure that you stay home if you're sick, okay? If you're showing any sort of signs or symptoms, it is so necessary and important that you are staying home and that you are overly cautious when it comes to the possibility of spreading COVID or spreading diseases to others. So again, you guys can read the sign for yourself. Hopefully we get a close-up of it, but if you're showing any of those symptoms, please make sure that you're staying home.
Hi, Mrs. Lemke here again. Just wanted to welcome you once again to the virtual tour here at the high school. I'm standing here in the main foyer outside of the main entrance of the high school. Right to my right is the entrance to the auditorium. This is where we have class meetings, drama performances, instrumental and vocal music performances as well. And to my left is the entrance to the main office. We're going to head into the main office and greet the secretaries there that will help you buzz into the building and also help you with any of the day-to-day concerns or needs that you may have. Here in the office we have 3 different secretaries. The first one is Mrs. Sage. She's on the phone right now. Mrs. Ebert, who handles our attendance and enrollments, and then finally over here, Mrs. DeNicolo. She does a lot of our work with anything related to seniors and graduation. So seniors, you will really get to know her. The rest of you, feel free to ask her or any of the other secretaries questions to help you navigate this year's school year. I'm here now standing in the square. This is the part of our high school building where all hallways come together. Going off this end of the square is our academic wing. We'll be visiting that in more detail a little bit later. To the opposite side will be our visual and performing arts wing. Right now the lights are off in order to save energy. And finally, this way heads down to all of our athletic wing. You'll notice on the floor we have started our directional striping to help students keep that 6 feet of distance, but also make sure that they're on the part of the hallway that they need to be on so that they are not running into each other. Again, another safety measure as a result of COVID. We also have here teachers sign in when they're coming into the building at different times so that we are sure that the classrooms get sanitized after every use of a facility.
Hello again, students. This is Mr. Bacher. I'm just outside the auxiliary gym here at FHS, which is just down the hall from our cafeteria and the parent drop-off loop entrance. We use the auxiliary gym for things like PE classes and sports teams practices. It's a nice new facility that we've got here for you. This is what it looks like on the inside. There's bleachers and basketball hoops and mats hanging from the ceiling. And this is where we come, like I said, for PE classes as well as athletic practices and some contests. We're going to head outside this door and head over to our main gym here at Fenton High School. We'll be passing the cafeteria, which is on my left, and heading down the main athletic hallway. We have two entrances to our main gym. One is Main Gym East, and one down at the other side is Main Gym West. Main Gym East is the home side of the main gym. And coming into our main gym, we'll flip on some lights so you can see what it looks like. Here's our main gym with a freshly redone floor from this summer. Looks great. And we welcome you for this as well. We come in here for PE classes as well as all of our main competition sports for their contests of wrestling and competitive cheer, basketball, volleyball, as well as other teams who use this facility in the springtime when we have to do indoor practices too. So that's our main gym that you'll be in throughout the course of the year. We're going to continue down this hallway. You won't see this weight room equipment that's here. This was moved out of the old weight room because we redid the weight room about 3 weeks ago. The brand new weight room that will welcome you back to school. Well, as we continue down this hall, we're going to take a right up here in just a moment, and you'll go down the PE hallway, which is where our health classroom is, as well as all of the locker room facilities. We've got locker rooms for our pool, for varsity teams, as well as physical education classes. So we're going to turn right here. We've got the pool locker rooms first. Right here on our right-hand side, room 8116. This is one of two doors for the PE classroom. It's also Mr. Miller's office. And the other classroom door is right there, 8116 again. You can usually, that door is the second one, is the one that is unlocked. Again, we have locker rooms up and down this hallway that are marked. The girls' locker rooms are on my right-hand side, and the guys' locker rooms are on our left-hand side. Continuing down this hallway to where we call it the tiger head area of the building, because there's a big old tiger head mosaic on the floor. This is the tiger head entrance. We have our athletic training room on the left-hand side, room 9105. That's where Mitch Smiles, our athletic trainer, is housed. And room 9108, which is our brand new weight room. This weight room was just installed, like I said, about 3 weeks ago. Everything is brand new in here, from the paint to the flooring to the equipment, as well as the brand new mural on the back wall that says Home of the Tigers and has a silhouette of every single varsity sport, all 26 of them that we offer here at Fenton High School. Hopefully sometime throughout your high school career you'll have an opportunity to use this, whether it be a part of a team or a physical education class that comes in here. Our fitness and conditioning classes and strength classes come in here as well throughout the course of the year. So that's our brand new weight room that we're excited to have available for all of you. Next up on our tour is to go check out our pool facility, our natatorium, as well as where the wrestling room is. So we're going to go back down the same hallway that we came from. One thing I want to show you real quick is that there is an entrance to the gym here. It's next to the door that says 8128 for storage, but these double gray doors actually is a tunnel that leads down to our gym as well. So when you come out of the locker rooms, many times students will take the tunnel to get to the main gym for class. When we get to the end of this locker room hallway, we're going to take a right-hand turn. There are some signs that are on the wall as well throughout the building that say where locker rooms are, weight room, training room, and you see pool down here as well. We have two entrances for the pool and two entrances for the wrestling room. The wrestling room is on the left-hand side here, 7707A, and then our pool is 7119. So we're going to just come into the pool real quick. Right now, we have our pool cover turned on. We have our pool cover on the pool. It helps keep water in and chemicals from evaporating away. But you can see that this is a beautiful new pool facility that was built actually about 14 years ago as a part of a bond here for Fenton High School. Our men's and women's swim teams use this facility, as well as swim lessons, and sometimes our PE classes use it also. So that is the Fenton High School pool. If you're coming to the pool to be a spectator at a meet, you would enter down through those 3 beige doors where it says pool entrance at the end of the hall. The last thing I'd like to show you on this tour, real quick, or last 2 things I want to show you on this tour, are very important items. The one may be the most important, and that is we have 3 locations throughout our building that have AEDs, automatic external defibrillators. The first one is right here in the pool and wrestling room hallway. They're marked with a sign up on the wall that says AED, and there is an AED in the cabinet. Those cabinets should not be played with. They're not toys, and should be left alone unless you need it for the express consent and use of an AED if somebody is having a heart emergency. The other 2 locations of our AEDs are right in the middle of the square, and the third one is down the hall in our athletic training room right next to the weight room. The other 2 things I wanted to point out, or the other thing I want to point out here, is that these are the bathrooms, men's and women's, for when we have events or during lunchtime at the cafeteria. So those bathrooms are typically only open during the day, during lunch periods, and then after school hours as well. And as you come through these 4 doors, this is going to take you down the corridor that heads you to the square known as the main part of our building, where you can then jet off in 4 different directions for our academic classes throughout the course of the day. It's been great giving you this tour today. We look forward to having you here at Fenton High School on October 1st and having a great school year and a great 4 years here at Fenton High School. Thanks, everyone. And as always, make sure you ask any questions if you need anything from any one of us. And my office is not included in the main office, but the athletic department office is actually just down our main academic wing outside the square. First door on the right-hand side, and above the door, you will see a sign that says Athletic Office. Please feel free to stop in anytime and visit Mrs. Daly, my administrative assistant, or myself if we can be of assistance in any way.
All right, we're coming up here on the counseling office. This is where the 3 counselors are here to help you, as well as our career advisor. Mrs. Stapp, who's there on the phone waving in the background, is the secretary, and she is wonderful. If you need any assistance, if you need to make an appointment with your counselor, see Mrs. Stapp and she will guide you. Once again, we have the directional taping going on the floor. As we move down the hallway from the counseling office, we are going to come up on our World Language Hall. Our World Language Hall begins the first hall that we will do a one-way direction. We are noticing here the orange tape on the floor and the arrows, but also the tape here up on the wall that indicates this hallway will be one way going southbound towards the media center. The next hallway will be northbound coming from the media center up to the English hall. Standing here in our media center, this is where kids can check out books. Also, if they need access to a printer or a laptop, they could do that as well. We have mindfulness yoga in the sunny end area of the media center. Mrs. Hassel teaches that. And then also something brand new this year, Sunny, our therapy dog, just completed his training last month, and he starts the same day that you guys start as new students. So we are going to be welcoming Sunny, the golden retriever. Please check out the website that Mrs. Hassel has created about Sunny and his training adventures thus far.
Hey guys, Mr. Bradley kind of taking over for Miss Lemke. We're standing just outside of the media center that she just got done explaining, and I kind of want to walk you through our science hall and get us over into the math wing for a brief tour. So on our route, the first thing that I want to point out to you guys, right, is our northbound direction, largely in our English hallway. Again, English kind of foreign language spread out throughout here. And then as we continue down the way, from here on out to the end of the hallway, predominantly is our science wing, our science corridor. And then you come to a hall that I had no idea existed, that leads you to a brand new wing. You got your short hall. Your short hall is our connector hall that brings us from the science corridor all the way down to the showcase, and will take us to our math wing. Now, me being the new guy to the building, I'm not even going to lie to you. This is where I got lost, not knowing the place and the layout, and I had no idea that this wing even existed. So this largely is our math wing, where you'll go for all of your different math classes predominantly.
Okay, so we're coming from the media center down the hallway to the north, headed into the lecture room. The lecture room is a great space that we have available to staff and students. We oftentimes use it for staff meetings as well, but teachers can bring students in here. We have Chromebook carts, so there's technology available. We also have driver's training oftentimes held in this particular room. Lots of reasons, lots of purposes for this room. It's a great space. We'll hope you check it out when you're here. Following down the hall, outside of the lecture room, continuing to the north, I want to point out to you a few of the showcases here in the building. I want you to get involved as soon as you possibly can in activities and clubs here in Fenton High School. And one of the first ones that is open to all 9th through 12th graders is the Key Club. The Key Club is a service organization that all students can participate in, and they get involved in a lot of community service activities. It's a great thing to put on resumes and college applications. Hope you take advantage. The second club is the Captain Club. That is available to students that are in sports that become captains of that sport, and they go on and do also all kinds of community service, oftentimes with Special Olympics. That brings us to the end of the English Hall. Behind me is the Social Studies Hall and the project room. So follow me on down the hallway. Once again, you'll notice the directional striping on the hallway. That's just to try to maintain which side of the hallway you'll stay on. You'll see lockers, but we're not issuing lockers this year. And the reason for that, it's more surfaces that would be touched and would have to be sanitized. And because you only have 3 classes a day, we felt that most of you would be able to carry your items from each of those 3 classes instead of the 6 that you would normally have. As we continue down the hall, you'll see the flag. The American flag is part of our Pledge of Allegiance that we do every morning. And then we will go into the project room. The project room is another space that is available to staff and students to utilize and access technology and technology sharing opportunities. Let me show you that space. This large space has several different groupings with a monitor, computer monitor at the end of it. That is so that you can work together as a group, post your items on the computer, and then you can also share it to all the other computers in the room. In the center of the project room, which we have not yet placed, are the Chrome cards that are going to be going into the various classrooms for additional access to technology. We're not quite one-to-one here at the high school, but we're getting very close.
One of the things that I think is really cool being the newbie here at the school is just noticing how the school tries to use student art and really tries to demonstrate with student work some of the capabilities and projects that the school and its teachers have really tried to bring as a focal point and an emphasis. Kind of behind me, you'll notice a few murals, and you know, I don't know the artists that have done them, but what I do know is that stepping foot into other buildings, you don't see student work on display like you do here at Fenton High School. You'll see several other murals throughout the building. You'll see some ceiling tile work that's been done by students throughout the years. And again, it's just a great way to showcase our student skills and our talents here.
This mural not only commemorates the 50th anniversary of the building, but it also represents another example of student artwork here. It is at the entrance to the Visual and Performing Arts hallway, so it's a great visual marker. If you get turned around in the building, look for this mural, and it will head you down to the arts, drama, music wing of the building. Welcome to the instrumental music room. For those of you that are in marching band, you may have already seen this room back in July when we had the band camp. But this is where all of our musically talented students perform and practice on a daily basis. Going from this particular space, oftentimes they will go outside when they're going to the field to do marching band, which performs before the football games this year. But we also have a space called the Music Technology Lab. The Music Technology Lab is for students who sign up for this particular class who have an interest not only in performing music, but writing it and creating it from scratch. So you'll notice the different MacBooks also have attached to it a keyboard. This gives students the opportunity to reverse engineer music, either look at what has already been created and see the sounds behind it, or to then create their own original work. From here, we go on into the vocal music room. After cutting through the music technology room, we are now into the vocal music room. This is where our choir and Ambassador Swing Choir perform and practice. This is where Mr. Wright and his talented group of students have won several trophies, but they practice and every year put on some amazing shows. From here, we'll go on out the hallway and across the hallway to our drama classroom. This particular space is our black box theater. This is actually a classroom where students learn how to perform. They also learn how to do the tech end of theater. You'll see also behind me a green screen, so they can do various video productions as well to enhance any of their dramatic productions. Mrs. Thompson utilizes this space for more intimate kinds of plays, but she also utilizes the auditorium for larger audiences and plays that have much more set and detail to that.
Hey guys, Mr. Bradley again coming at you guys from our video productions lab, Mr. Smith's classroom. You'll notice the state-of-the-art Apple computers for video editing. There's all sorts of camera equipment for checkout and for student use. And in years prior, right, this was generally the place where a lot of times the different student news and newsreels would largely get created and get edited. I'm standing right now at the end of our art wing furthest away from the square. You'll notice that to my right, or from this side, we've got our 3D art rooms, and we have here directly in front of me is our 2D art. It's worth taking a note or taking a look at the ceiling tiles. Again, emphasizing all of the different student work that's been collected over the years within the classroom. Coming at you from our yearbook and newspaper lab. Awesome, thank you. Taking a look at what's called the Fentonian and where largely the crew is going to lay out the different pictures, lay out the different stories for the week's news stories, as well as the yearbook at the end of the year.
I'm here in our Virtual Enterprises International classroom. Notice it like a official office. That is because the students here run it like a true business. You'll see the different departments: accounting, marketing, design, the chiefs, human resources, and I believe I happen to be sitting here at the Chief Executive Officer's desk.
Hey guys, Mr. Bradley again. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the bus loop and what drop-off looks like on a day-to-day basis. So here out front of our main office is the bus loop where you are going to be dropped off for your daily routine or to kick things off for the day. Parents, we ask that you do not pull through this spot to drop kids off. There's actually a spot located in parking lot D for the parent loop to be able to drop students off. Students, one of the most important things, especially with it being our first couple of days and within the first week of school, is please make note of your bus number. It helps alleviate a lot of confusion that ends up happening if you at least pay attention to your bus number and what bus you should be getting on and off of on a daily basis. Thanks, guys. Here at the main student drop-off, right, Fenton High School. I'm standing outside of parking lot D and adjacent parking lot C, and I want to talk to you about two things. The first being student parking. Student parking, there is a registration process and you are assigned a parking spot. At the beginning of the year, we went through a sign-up process where you registered your car, you came in, you walked through the process, you got your parking permit, you paid your money, made sure that you didn't have any obligations or fines or books that were still out, and then off you went. If you were not part of this process, you still can be a part of it. You just need to go to the office and make sure that you turn in your information and that you pay for your processing fee. Parking is something that is enforced on campus, meaning that yours truly is going to be out and about walking the parking lots and making sure that you are parked where it is that you are supposed to be parked. So please don't be making tradesy swaps, please don't be making switcheroos, and please stick to your assigned parking. The next piece I want to talk about is the parent drop-off loop, which is part of parking lot D. Again, what we discourage is parents coming in and going into the student loop or the bus loop to drop off students. Instead, we ask that you come to parking lot D to the student loop drop off. And one of the things that we do encourage is you'll notice, right, this long straightaway of sidewalk. We ask that parents loop all the way around and go all the way to the furthest end of that strip of sidewalk so that we can get as many cars as possible pulling in and dropping off kids. A lot of times the habit is to drop off right in front of the door, but again, that blocks capabilities of getting more people and more cars in. Finally, this loop, even though it might look narrow on camera, it is wide enough to fit 2 cars, 2 automobiles, again, for efficiency purposes to get kids dropped off and where they need to go.
Hi, Mrs. Lemke here again. We just came indoors from the parent loop and the student drop-off, and we're walking in between the 2 gyms here we have at the high school. The first one is the auxiliary gym, and this is where we have smaller events like wrestling, some volleyball. We also do a lot of our drop-off pickup kind of activities. And then we have over here to the right will be the entrance to our main gym. In this particular area, this is just outside the cafeteria. We have the sunny end of the cafeteria, that's called the atrium end. This is where we will have grab-and-go lunch at the end of the day. And then we also have the other part of the cafeteria that we'll show you in a moment. That's where you'll be able to pick up breakfast in the morning. This year, because of COVID, we are not going to be utilizing the cafeteria for eating. You'll be eating in your first class of the day once you pick up your grab-and-go breakfast. This is part of our food service offerings. This is the meal plan that we've been offering to our families during the COVID shutdown. This is also the sunny end of the cafeteria. We will be having grab-and-go breakfast and grab-and-go lunches in this area later once school starts back up. These are some of our great food service ladies. They love to feed you and love to help you out when you have a snack attack. Outside of our B lot, this is where we have the exterior entrance to the cafeteria, and because of COVID, we are feeding a lot of parents and a lot of families in our community during our remote learning time. And this is where they come to pick up those meals. So you'll see the signage here. You just walk up the patio to the sunny end of the cafeteria to pick up those meals. Hi, we're in the other part of the cafeteria here. You see that we have long tables that can accommodate up to 3 different lunches that we normally have in a normal year. However, we will not be using this space for eating. As I mentioned, we'll be eating in the classrooms for the grab-and-go breakfast and then grab-and-go lunch. Normally each of these doors have a serving line, and students can take advantage of a hot lunch. They can get a grab-and-go sandwich. Known here at Fenton High School, our cafeteria ladies are known for their cookies, their cookie dough, and breadsticks, and many other great meals. Mrs. Lemke again, I want to thank you for joining us today on our virtual tour of Fenton High School. And I thought it fitting to conclude with the last mural brought to us by class of 2020 this year, Lauren Magdanoff. Lauren created this great mural this summer, many, many days of hard work, and it epitomizes for her what her school experience is, and we hope your school experience will be. We are Fenton. Inside the Fenton Paw are words that help her remind her of her hometown. Quaint, welcoming, quiet, kind of a foodie mecca. And we hope that you find some of those things when you join us here at Fenton High School.